All right, let's just jump into it, shall we? This is our second time playing this archetype. So this is Twisted Swain here. So Swain and Twisted Fate are two champions of choice. Swain says when you dealt 12 non-combat damage, he levels up. And he is fearsome, and whenever he hits the opponent's nexus, he deals an extra 3 to it. And then his fearsome form says, whenever you deal non-combat damage to the enemy nexus, stun the strongest enemy in the back row. And when he strikes the enemy nexus, you deal 3 to the nexus and all of their enemies. His champion spell is also super reasonable in dealing extra damage to something that's already been damaged or stunned for just 1 resource. Dealing 4 is a lot. And then our second champion here is Twisted Fate. I think this is the most competitive Twisted Fate deck I've played so far. This deck, as opposed to being all in on trying to level up Twisted Fate by playing a bunch of cards that just draw cards, this deck is simply using Twisted Fate mostly for its Destiny cards. So when you play Twisted Fate, you either get to blue card to draw and get a spell mana, red card to deal 1 to all enemies in the Nexus, or gold card to deal 2 to the strongest enemy and stun it. So red card and gold card specifically here both help trigger Swain because these are non-combat damage. So for instance, red card could often be 3, 4, 5 points of damage if they have a big board in order to be able to level up Swain pretty consistently. Yeah, like if you think about Twisted Fate as just like, okay, this is a 4-drop that deals 1 to everything, or it's a 4-drop that deals 2 to something and stuns it, or draws a card, like, still super reasonable, and then occasionally it levels up and you get this more powerful thing that takes over the game. That's the upside. You're not like playing this with the express goal of rushing it. Yeah, you can always see the deck queue whether or not for Runeterra or Magic on my website here. Everything's in there and it's sorted by points and then, or by game and then by points within the game. So if you're interested in seeing what decks we have coming up later today, they can be found in there. The rest of the deck is just other ways to deal non-combat damage, such as Make It Rain and Warning Shots and Ravenous Flocks and Parlays. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games here with this. We finished pretty close to Platinum yesterday, so hoping this one can maybe drag us up across the finish line today. We don't enter to witness. Swain in the opener is a little bit slow here. Yasuo and Swain on the other side probably means they're more controlling, so I think I'd like to mulligan to cards that are more aggressive here. Try and find some cheaper threats. We're just gonna do a full mulligan. This is not super exciting. Getting another 8-drop after we mulliganed it feels kind of bad. Some mana here to start, probably. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit this for 2 now. Maybe it's right to bank it, because I'm just gonna bank the spell mana anyways. This is a spell. It could be right to wait. It's nice not losing priority later to do it, though. Morning, dude. I did not hit platinum off stream on stream or off stream yesterday. No, or gold one. I have Swain in my opener, so I could just like rush to leveling him up. We're playing this. The question is, do I want to make a 1-drop or do I want to summon a powder keg to deal extra damage? I think I'd rather just get a 1-drop.
Run if you don't.
Yeah, the new frame turned out really well. One of the subs did that up for us.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Let's open on this here, and then we can Ravenous Flock to kill this and smack in potentially. We do have 6 resources available here, so this could go sideways. If they don't deploy another unit after this, we'll probably attack in. Sure.
Now who's got the upper hand? Act 'em good.
I'm gonna deckhand here, I think, and then attack with these. And then, if they don't open on attacks next turn, Twisted Fate.
Try anyone once.
If they don't open on attacks next turn, Twisted Fate can kill these with the powder keg here.
Let's get a good look at you.
Worn and Dignified Beard. Maybe this attack is wrong because I have Twisted Fate, because this is gonna poke me for 2. These will trade at least though. And then Twisted Fate will at least finish cleaning this up, which is fine, I suppose. We ideally want them to, yeah, these are actually the blocks we're looking for here. And then we're hoping they don't open on attacks next turn so Twisted Fate can show up and mess them up. And then if they don't open on attacks here, Twisted Fate's going to be able to kill their stuff. And actually, Make It Rain's a fantastic draw here, because this means that they open on attacks, I can potentially kill their things. Even if they hook the powder keg. Yeah, opening on attacks makes sense. They could try and hook the powder keg. So this does 2 to 3 random things, so they can't hit the same thing multiple times. So if we're a little bit fortunate here, this is going to kill all of their stuff. So this could hit their Nexus here. Which is what happened. They can still Ravenous block to kill this. Swain is all leveled and ready to go, though. I'm gonna pass for now and see what they do. If they pass again, they lose 2 mana, and we're gonna bank this as spell mana, so that's fine for us.
Silent as death.
Hey, Haskell, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate the 32 months of that as well.
Should have sagged.
Welcome back. Deck I decided to try and rank up with. Yeah, it was fun. Felt reasonable last time we played it.
Fear the power.
We'll see what they have here. All level up animations are pretty great, if we're being honest.
Indecision is the first of many weaknesses.
My favorite level up. Probably Fizz.
Sleep is for the guiltless.
Fizz is pretty good.
Leave them not.
It's too late for you.
Hope you brought friends. If the journey doesn't get you, the road might.
You know, I don't think I know what Jinx's level up animation looks like offhand. I don't think I haven't seen that one too much. I decided to upgrade to tier 3 because I'm spending less money on wizards directly after the last week or two. Enjoy your upcoming short break and try to refresh. Thanks, Hesco. I guess I'm just playing this out again. It could be right to Twisted Fate deal some damage here. The upside is that the upside to playing this out first is that when I Twisted Fate next turn, he'll get to trigger and stun something, which is nice. Hey, Andy, thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Let's get your sword to go with that shield. TF stun card is the strongest in me.
Your turn.
Taking a pretty big hit here, dropping to 7.
This might
I'm surprised I didn't play that pre-combat.
No one gets in my way.
Yeah, I basically decided to try and take the play of... I decided to try and take the play of play this after...
Game. Never played one.
So this will deal non-combat damage to their Nexus, which will trigger Swain here. And then we've got some Ravenous blocks here to finish off their things in the back row. Deny. Yeah, that's real good. Feels like we're just gonna get tempoed out of this game. So Rally gives them a... You don't have an attack, gain 1, you get to attack this round, so they're going to get to attack me this turn, basically.
Hesitation to tell.
Feels like we're probably dead. Like, both of these things have quick attacks, so I don't even have good blocks here. Yep. Does Yasuo dealing 2 to an enemy count for some of the... It does, Dig. Anything that's non-combat damage. Swain LC. Probably not a bad pickup. Gives us something to kill their early play with eventually if they have one. Just bank mana here a couple of times. Kill their thing before they can play a one that lets them sacrifice it to draw 2. Morning Silence. They're playing Swain and Elise, LC, whatever it is. So 28 months to the stick. Welcome back. Yeah, at some point, JMP, I did 2 charity streams somewhat recently, and like there's only so many dollars a community can give, and like people are constantly doing charity things right now because there's just so much bullshit going on in the world that like it's also kind of difficult to come up with too quirky of incentives to encourage people to do stuff when like I can't leave the house really. I think doing something like that a few times a year is fine, but doing them constantly rapid fire is a good way to like exhaust your community. More frequently you do them, the less successful they'll be.
Safety will cost you.
That's unfortunate. So Grifter has the mechanic called Allegiance, so we know the top card of our deck is not Bilgewater. It's what are my red cards called? I don't know actually. Oh, there's a red card. It's the Noxus card on top of our deck, that means. Yeah, if you're interested in my channel and when Magic's coming back, I'd encourage you to watch this video here. If you have questions about that, you probably haven't watched it yet. One thing I didn't mention in there, but like when I do come back doing more Magic stuff, I'm not really sure we're gonna do much standard. Like even once M21 releases, I don't like they literally can't print cards to have counterplay against Teferi. So like I think I'm pretty much off of standard until that card rotates in Magic. Unless like the events that happen this week, there's the Arena Pro Tour style events are happening this weekend. And unless those have like some crazy amount of novelty or innovation, I'm mostly just not going to bother with that format, I think. I do not look no numbers. In fact, I think Temur Reclamation is just as bad, if not worse, to play against than the Agent of Treachery decks were.
Where are you?
The axes of interaction you have to play against those decks are so incredibly narrow, they're very frustrating.
My selection speaks for itself.
You have some spooters, opponent.
What's that noise?
I have some spooters too. No, Drunk Owl. So again, Magic players don't seem to understand how to evaluate cards. The card that exiles a creature or planeswalker and makes a 4/4 token, that card makes Teferi better because it's a card that exiles something and then Teferi bounces the angel token.
good turn, eh, friend? You have to get me out of here.
Yeah, I'm not taking Magic Deck Q submissions until I get back, Haskell.
It's yours.
Jawled Hunters is really not great against all of these X1s. Probably hanging on to that for a little bit. I suppose I can, like, parlay to, like, keep working towards Swain. Could also get this down to eat their thing. I think I just parlay, kill the 2-1, and then we'll play Hired Gun, open on attacks, kill this at them for 1 at least. We don't have a ton going on, but they don't have a ton going on either. And we have Leviathan lined up for down the line. Oh, you have a Runeterra deck. Yeah, you could submit a Runeterra deck right now. Use the form. Runeterra submissions are open for business. There's a small asterisk that obviously Christy could pop at any point, and then it's not going to get played until after I get back from break, but... Digzels, thanks for the 22 months of Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome. I really liked Draven when we played him the other day. He was another combat trick style champion that was a lot of fun. We're up to 7 mana here. Twisted Fate's a great pickup. Getting really close to leveling Swain here. We can Twisted Fate plus Jaw Hunters this turn, and the next turn we can Leviathan. We can also Twisted Fate plus Guillotine this turn to kill something. You have an idea of who pairs best with Draven? I don't. We played a Lee Sin deck. We played a Draven deck with Lee Sin yesterday. That was really sweet. And I feel like exploring Draven with Jinx and some other things could be good. Yeah, there's some people yesterday mentioned that there were some Draven Jinx aggro decks that could be reasonable. There wasn't anything on Mobalytics though, so I'm not sure if it's just like not good this season or what the deal is. Lee Sin was fine. Lee Sin was like a playable piece of top end. So let's red card plus guillotine their Swain here. Oh, you're just playing one before I went live. Okay. I was watching what's his name? Merchant this morning. Okay, we're a little ahead on board. Got Leviathan here. I think even though I could attack with this, I'm probably still better off opening on attacks here. Just try and get in for 6 here before they do anything. Even if they kill Swain, we've got Leviathan here in hand that's going to draw another Swain when it comes into play. Yes, yeah, when it says I've seen, it means it has to be in play. So Twisted Fate only counts cards while he's in play that we draw, whereas Swain counts things from everywhere. Opening on attacks here instead of leading on Leviathan also leads to plays like this, where they kill our Swain, not knowing that we're about to get another run with the Leviathan, which is great. So for example, Swain's currently at 11 out of 12 points towards his level up, and we're going to play Leviathan here, and then Swain will level up immediately once Leviathan triggers happen on their upkeep. Or start of their turn, or whatever it's called. Trying to turn on upkeep in this game, start of turn. Would killing the Swain have counted? No, destroying a card is not dealing damage to it. Similar to Magic. Yes, yeah, it draws, for the cards that draw a champion, it draws the champion out of your deck, is correct.
Dark in the sky!
You can see here, he now says 14 out of 12. So, again, corporations are not people. People and corporations are different. So, Riot didn't make a comment about George Floyd. One of their executives did. And now, how the rest of the executives and Riot as a company respond to that individual saying something awful like that is what you should be paying attention to.
By my hand will Noxus rise. Grand General!
Sure, good. I mean, it's easy to say we're doing an investigation. That's easy and free to do. What they actually do as a result of it is what matters. Yes, correct. Saying we're doing an investigation is empty. Now, what comes as a result of that could be a non-empty gesture.
Justify yourself. Return fire!
The block here, this is going to 4. If they have a guillotine, they could kill one of these, but I think I'm okay with that, because I have a guillotine to kill their thing back.
You're bluffing.
Sure, and in my opinion, that would be a good thing if they fired someone for a comment like that. Comments like that are awful and inappropriate and show a fundamental misunderstanding of the system that people are currently protesting. I think we open on attacks here so Swain can hit them.
You're at war.
Okay, down to 3. So nothing ever happens quickly in these corporations, Supli. So while I agree with you in principle, like saying like this is easy and you just do it isn't how these things work.
And they call me a shark.
Wow! Way to concede before I get my cannons animation.
My conflicts end only
Why do you hate fun, opponent? What did it ever do to you? Hey, Bog Stomper, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Give me around. Hey, champions. Misfortune. I'm blanking on this other champion's name. He's not super popular. Lucian. Warning shot plus black market merchant sounds good. If they're an aggressive deck, this isn't going to be super useful, at least not right away, because their things are going to be small enough they probably won't have extra damage stacked up on them for too long. Joel Hunters sounds good here. We're attacking on odds. This will attack on our second attack and hook something. That's like a really, really god-awful false equivalence there, Supali, and I'm gonna time you out for that one. Comparing what a giant corporation that has nothing to do with how people, like, comparing Riot to the police is so incredibly stupid and misguided. Like, those things are in no way, shape, or form related. Just stop.
Them good.
That's like some serious, like, comparable to, like, both sidesism type crap.
Blood and guts, golden glory.
What are your thoughts on the even odds playstyle differentials game? I think it's really good. I think it's awesome that there are decks or draws from your deck that prefer going second to going first. This game has the best play-draw balance of any two-player card game I've ever played. And I've played a lot of them over the years.
No prey, no pay.
Go and harvest it.
This is actually great for us because we hook this and then Make It Rain along with this powder keg's gonna kill Lucian here at some point. Working towards leveling this up, and eventually he'll get bigger, but we'll just end him with Make It Rain before we get to that point.
Alright, let's mess some folks up.
And this Make It Rain here will also trigger Plunder for the Black Market Merchant here. Give allies tough this round. Woof. Wait, that's fine, right? Because I can guillotine him. So that still dies. Just a purr. Glad you take your break with some Legends of Runeterra. Been having fun learning a new game and scratching along with you. Thanks for the tier 2. Yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. Alright, so actually, so I have 4 mana, so I'm gonna have 5 mana next turn. So I can block here, take 3, and then I can play Black Market Merchant post-combat and plunder one from their deck and bank a spell mana. And then next turn I can guillotine both of these, right? So I think I use my life total as a bit of a resource here, play this, and they get a 2-for-1 with the guillotine down the line. Since I've got plunder triggered this turn. That's pretty good too. Swain's still pretty far from being leveled. We're probably saving this warning shot to pair with Riptide Rex in 3 turns. Yeah, I think with the Riptide Rex rolled up, we plan to just guillotine my way through here. This makes a fleeting guillotine, so basically you can just guillotine as many damage things as you have mana to play. Give him the claw. Trade these?
Quit your yapping.
So we're gonna have to 6 mana here, so on their next turn we'll be able to warning shot plus Rex. Did they open attacks here or not?
Strength and grace, beauty and depth.
Not looks like the option.
By my hand will Noxus rise.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Got your back.
I don't think so, Haskow, because I thought they were likely to block, and I didn't really want to trade. Hey, Ice Boy, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome back. One of the things, I feel like I should pass this on as feedback. I dislike when, and this is kind of nitpicky, but I think it's very silly that the button says skip blocks when they've hooked something, because you're technically blocking when they've hooked something like that, right? As a longtime viewer, at first I was opposed to Runeterra, but now I love it. Even burn decks have a lot of depth. I agree. The sequencing in this game is really incredible. Limbramadim, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. I think we're just red carding here. That's not too big of a deal.
Who says I don't share?
It prevents Swain from getting extra points here, which is annoying. But we have Riptide Rex for next turn to mess their board up.
Precious worth means twice as much.
Success gets you noticed around here.
Fell into him!
And then we're at a high enough life total here that they might not open attacks if they have something else to do, like we have Swain and stuff. If they don't open attacks here, Cannon into Riptide Rex is going to probably end the game. If they do open attacks...
The quiet of the woods. There's nothing like it.
Be a shark.
I could have taken the 3-4 and hit with Swain. That's a thought. The problem is I wouldn't trade with the 3-4 because it was tough.
Outplayed.
And I think making their board smaller was more important than pressuring their life total because, again, I had the burst shot with the shark cannon. Nobody wants to let our cannon animation happen this morning, chat. It's very sad. When did they change the shark's animation to match the victory animation? They often do match. They often are the same thing. I think I'm gonna replace the guillotine. Usually you don't want this one till later. Rest of these seem fine. Misfortune usually means something more aggressive. Do they balance cards like Mythgard if need be? They do. Yeah, they both make cards that they feel are too weak better while also making cards that are too good worse. They do balance patches every month, and they release new sets every other month. With the plan of releasing a new, I think they're called factions or color every 6 months. This is perfect, because we get to kill this plus deal a damage to them, and then we get to play Black Market Merchant here and draw a card. Read. Means I don't get to trigger this. I think, especially with the Make It Rain here, I'm just going to go ahead and bank a mana. I agree that that trade is probably good for us.
I'll get you worth, run if you don't! Find me a free-win loop!
Look, behind you, a three-headed monkey.
Hey, Siggy, I appreciate the resub. Welcome back. Yeah, until the new baby gets here, I'm gonna only be doing Legends of Runeterra, and then after I get back from my baby break, I'm going to be I'm gonna do a mix of the two. All right, so let's Death Sand here, I think. This will kill this, deal 2 to them. And then we'll get to Black Market Merchant post-combat. That's unfortunate. So she lives. I think this exchange is okay for us overall. She's still blocked, so it's not like we're taking 7 here. She doesn't have Overwhelm. But I still get to do this and draw a card off their deck. Lost Axiom, thanks for the 22 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. That's a decent pickup.
I've whipped up something special.
I think
You don't want to cross me.
I think we're gonna go ahead and make it rain pre-combat to try and kill this X1. Perfect. I don't really want to trade my 3-1 for their 1-1. I'd rather trade it for any of their other things here. So like now that this is happening, these are actually like I didn't really want to hit their Nexus here, but hitting the rest of these is fine. Man, they are just like determined to keep this 1-1 alive. Swain is leveled now. So if I... Yeah, I wanted to be able to attack with it, save in. So if I kill this, I get to attack in with it and just race them. Again, like, just for reference, like, you've done that a lot recently. You've basically been talking down to me like I don't understand what I'm talking about and I don't appreciate it in chat. So let's please stop doing that.
Get back to work. You just withdraw so much.
Hey, that's actually a great trick, especially for free now.
I know what I'm doing.
And he needs you to pay up.
I think I want to save my 3-1. We should hopefully be able to kill Misfortune with the Make It Rain next turn. Swain is ready to level as well. Twisted Fate's an absurd draw here. We'll see if they open on attacks. They're still pretty far from leveling this, but this can't block while Misfortune's in play, so they could potentially open on attacks. However, this 2-2 does trade profitably, so they also might want to wait. Depends on what's in their hand for sure. One thing I really wish the game would do in terms of interface is the interface would be a lot better if it like flipped these cards upside down, because like seeing that they have a card revealed here, but like the fact that I can't see the cost or anything is real annoying. I think I just go ahead and Twisted Fate with red card here, because this lets me kill these, then my 3-1 can trade with this in combat if they don't hook this.
Who says I don't fear?
And again, this going to 1 here is actually pretty okay, because Make It Rain gets to go ahead and clean the board up now. Opponent's basically out of resources at this point. The few for the many. But they don't have a way to interact with this, or they don't have a big thing to play out.
From the savage cold.
So Johnny's a real good one. So I can Make It Rain here, which will stun this, right? That lets me get an attack in. Is that even useful? It's not even really very useful, right? Because, like, I don't really want to trade this for this. It would, like, just be an attack with Twisted Fate, so it doesn't actually seem very good. So I'm going to go ahead and pass here. That's great. Let's see what they do here. They could open on attacks, but they open on attacks.
Notice around here.
Okay, so we're hoping to hit them here with this. I guess I could wait on this. No, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Am I? I could play the scout out. Yeah, let's do this and hope to hit them. Rats. That's super unfortunate because now I don't have plunder for the Riptide Rex. Wow, that's brutal. It's their last spell.
You picked the losing side.
Son of a... The ocean charts our course.
Give me a plunder.
Always forward.
Attack with these to
Show
start.
them our teeth.
If they decline to block here, it's so good for us with the shark in hand. If they don't block here, the game is over probably. Yeah, sweet. This trade's not good for them, so like I'm not surprised they didn't block. Howdy-ho.
Call me a shark.
Cannons away! I know there was a patch recently. Did they patch the cannon shark animation to be the victory scream? I feel like they must have patched that in. Gray Rex, thanks for the third of the year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Maybe it's buggy. Maybe it's bugged that every time you put the shark animation on the stack, the victory screen cues. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Riz. Yeah, it's been this game is really well done. If Riot hits their roadmap that they've laid out for this game will likely have a very bright future. Okay, no champions means burn, so we're going to want to mulligan for cards to let us interact with the board very quickly. These are fantastic cards in our opener here. I'm going to mulligan both of these, so they're a little slow. The 4-drop could maybe be a keep, but yeah, Death Sand's great. We literally just get to curve out 1, 2, 3 removal here. Okay, Guillotine's not particularly exciting in this matchup, especially in our opener, but the rest of these are great. They are not the same colors as Burn, though. Isn't Burn's usually Noxious, right? So they could be a bit of an aggressive brew. Noxious is usually something aggressive. Yeah, I agree, Drunk Owl. The fact that you can mix and match regions in this game makes the gameplay, makes the deck building a lot deeper than something like Hearthstone. Make It Rain, just like easily one of our best cards here. Get to like kill your thing, hit you for 1. Unfortunately, do not get to plunder with this here, but not hard to be too upset with the 2-for-1 exchange there.
I'll try anyone.
Do either of these colors have a 1 mana increased toughness? Or if I try and 2-for-1 this, will it die? Can I just like Death's Hand plus Parley this? Listen, we're trying to get to plat 4. We'll take that. Alright, look at that. Yeah, God bless you, opponent. We'll take the freebie. Yay! Rank floors. Yay! Rank floors. We did it. We did it. We did it. Kinda. Rank floors are busted. They really are. The next deck is basically a meme. The next deck's a do the thing style deck for sure. You see, Wizards put out a D&D mini adventure in Runeterra. I did see that. Yeah, another no champ deck, no red though. Ionia has health potion. Is that the pink color? Yeah, Ionia is pink. I'm slowly learning what the names of all these things are. Probably some kind of elusive aggro deck here without Zed, like budget elusives maybe. Was that a good draw, chat? If so, why? Please explain.
Looking for a daring escape.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
Hey, Sager, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Keeping me around. Powder Keg here teams up with Make It Rain to deal some extra damage here. Does TF scale with tags? It does. Yeah, this does skills or spells. And TF's cards are considered skills. Huh? Do I Ravenous block this, or do I Black Market Merchant? Thanks, Saban. I think I do this, because I can gold card to kill this next turn. And I think I'm actually just going to play this out now, so I can open attacks next turn. Because it being elusive doesn't really matter, because my opponent's stuff is like all elusive.
Got a surprise for him. You call that sneaky?
Yeah, I think if they want to end there, that's fine. I'm losing 1 mana, but they're losing 2, so I think that's a fine exchange for me. Yeah, I think the block is actually correct on their part though, because like they're losing this race. If they have a protection spell for this, I'll just go ahead and Ravenous block it again, so I think that's fine. What archetype is this deck? Our deck is a mid-range deck. This is Twisted Swain mid-range. The opponent is playing an elusive aggro deck. They'll open on attacks here, so they don't have a chance to deploy blockers. And then with Death's Hand plus Ravenous block here, we should be able to keep in check whatever they put down here. Seen a deck that plays Powder Keg with the card that says can't take damage or die. That's funny. How many cards is TF seen? Only one. Usually, I don't think I've ever leveled Twisted Fate in this deck. It's like not really what you're doing with it. Although here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and Twisted Fate pick a card. So maybe this will be the game where we finally do that, huh? Bank our last mana as spell mana here. Then we get to draw 3 fleeting cards this turn, so we have to play them. It's not too bad, so we're gonna lose Leviathan, but we get to do these two.
Safety.
We could just get punked out here. I can't block these.
Danger. Hey.
So we'll get to open attacks next turn. We'll see what else they have here, and then we've got this plus this. We actually don't even need to attack to kill them, right? Because we can Warning Shot plus Leviathan on their next turn. They could obviously have a bounce spell, though, so we're definitely going to open attacks. She's doing as well as she can, Ready Perfect. The last few weeks are really uncomfortable. Twisted Fate's about to level up here too. They can't deal with him.
It was in the cards.
This game hard to learn for someone that's only played Hearthstone? No, I don't think so. I think it's probably a little bit more difficult to learn than someone who has a Magic background, but the tutorial at the start of this game is very, very well done. It walks you through. I think if you didn't have any card game experience at all, it would be pretty straightforward so long as you know how to read to be able to play through the tutorial and understand what's going on at a base level. I think having any previous card game experience, like Hearthstone or Magic, gives you a leg up. The tutorial's very well done. Is there a lost streak after games or only a victory one? Asking the real questions. Yeah, the last time we played this, I cut the Pilfered Good because it was too reactive, basically. And another problem I was having, this looks like probably another elusive deck, only they have Zed this time. I'm gonna mulligan these two. I think Twisted Fate's red card's pretty good in this matchup. What was I gonna say? The Pilfered Goods was exceptionally bad in the deep matchup, and the deep matchup felt hard for this deck, so I wanted to make that change for that reason too.
Says you.
Let's move. Act 'em good.
So we'll open on attacks next turn, so that way they have to trade or take 2. And if they take 2, we'll get to Black Market Merchant them.
This'll send them running.
You know, and actually, after playing this set today, Swain and Leviathan have actually felt a little bit medium.
Treasures of the ages.
Just like, kind of being like a Twisted Fate mid-range deck that plays to the board and like kills their stuff aggressively, kind of feels good. And, like this top end has been pretty whatever. This might be worse than just playing Sajani in the deck. And Sajani, you have to change a few other things, I suppose, but Sajani could be one worth exploring. Yeah, Cannon Shark feels better than Leviathan a lot of the time. Do you lose Make It Rain? No, Make It Rain's a Bilgewater card.
Not here, the shrouded path.
Sedge loses you all the Nox cards. Yeah, what? I'd have to look and see exactly what Nox cards we're playing. Is this good, chat? Is this one good?
Never lost a fair game. Or played one.
Rude. Yeah, I know we're on our third aggro match in a row, but like, these cards also aren't that good in the non-aggro matchups either. Can't block this. This has quick attack, so we can't do anything to it. Oh, I could just make it rain. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Hope to get a little bit lucky. I forgot I had spell mana. I think we still block here just in case, but yeah, let's definitely make it rain. It's super unfortunate that we missed Zed here, but we did hit the elusive at least, so we got that going for us. Saved ourselves some damage too. Open on attacks here before they can deploy any more blockers. They really don't want to trade Zed for any of our stuff. They could have like a pump spell here, perhaps.
I'm not greedy. My friends, though.
It could also be right to just like play more Bilgewater cards in this deck so you could like trigger Yordle Grifter's draw more consistently too. Yeah, like these Leviathans look way worse than Sharks here, right?
Credit denied.
Fear the power you do not see.
It's like a 5-drop that like basically didn't do anything here.
They cannot describe what
Still
they
pretty far away from being useful. Hey, that's a good one. Alright, let's start there, I suppose.
Blood and guts, golden glory. Step right.
I mean, another thing too is like, you know, I often say this on stream when people are talking about Magic, right? Like, people don't quit Magic, they just take breaks, is something I often say, and I really believe that. Like, you don't have to like give up Magic to play other games, right? Like, I'm taking a bit of a cooler myself at the moment, but like, I'm gonna come back and play more Magic in a couple of weeks. Especially when, like, you know, games like this can be played on your cell phone, whereas, like, Magic's never going to be a cell phone game.
All or nothing.
This is pretty far from leveling up. And they have to block it with this. I think I'm fine with that.
Eyes open.
Yeah, honestly, dude, like, I kind of feel like I would like to try a different secondary color and a different secondary champion. Like, as far as, like, this has been a really good Twisted Fate mid-range deck, and, like, the Swain part of it's been pretty whatever.
Hesitation to tell.
I mean, like, again, seeing what their response is important to, like, in terms of being, you know, as fair and as balanced as possible. Like, Riot's not really like a pristine, glowing model of purity as far as like companies go. And like companies are run by people, and people frequently make mistakes and fail, and they can correct and make better on those mistakes. But like their responses to those mistakes when they happen or when they're brought to light matter as well. There's not. I don't have a sponsorship or anything like that for this. We did one sponsored segment the very first day, and the rest of it we just been playing because the game's fun. I guess we warning shot and then do this and hope to draw something useful. Alright, I assume they're opening on attacks here though. Or they're attacking now? Yeah, we're just like dead to a pump spell.
Fire beware!
He needs you to pay up.
You have a +4/+4? I don't know what Gangplank does. Yeah, good game opponent. And like this feels like a good example of a game where Swain was pretty underwhelming and these Leviathans sucked. Like, if either of these Leviathans had been Cannon Shark, we would have very likely won that game. Yeah, I really like the core. I really like the core of this deck as far as like Twisted Fate mid-range goes, but we don't have that many Noxious cards. Like literally Ravenous Flock, Death Sand, Guillotine, Swain, Leviathan. Like we're only on 12, and I kind of feel like I'd like to explore other options. I mean, you're not wrong, everyday a deck. Like, Wizards needs to address their issues. Like, the issues that were brought to light about Wizards are a very real problem, and hopefully we see a meaningful response to them. I would be lying if I didn't say, like, part of their issues that were brought to light recently are also part of why I'm taking, you know, a week and a half, 2-week break here for Magic. Death's Hand and Flock. Yeah, they're fine. And like maybe you just turn Leviathan into Riptide Rex. And honestly, like, okay, so if we do filters here, champions, like maybe there's another champion, you know, in our colors or in the Noxious colors that are worth playing over Swain, right? You know, like maybe you play Darius as something that could be aggressive as a way to close games out. Yeah, you could try something like Draven. Different things like that. There could be other things that are worth trying in those colors, even though Swain doesn't feel particularly great. You could play Katrina. Katrina making Blade's Edge deal 1 to all battling units. Like this seems super fine. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap with this. But at any rate, I like the core of this deck. Like I said, it dragged us up into Plat 4 this morning, which is lovely. I'm gonna hit a quick ad roll while I get things set up and tweet out the next deck that we're doing. We are gonna go ahead and play some Frozen Teemo up next. We got some Teemo the Mushroom Man here, so we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. I think we're gonna do a third one today too. I have a so one of the queue, a Yasuo control. Let's add Yasuo control to today. The problem, Super Lee, is that like the things they, unless they do, I hope Wizards does more. I'm optimistic that they'll do more, but like what they did so far was so trivial for them to do, it shouldn't have taken the blowback that they got to get it done. So like, they took so long to do the bare minimum, they definitely need to do more than that. What'd they do? They banned a bunch of their cards that have racist connotations. Yes, Wizards of the Coast did.